Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a very special edition of Corporate Crash Course. I say that every time. I gotta stop saying that. It makes the episodes feel
We're
less special.
always special, Cody.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I am your Game Master, Cody, joined as always by three of my friends tonight, Mike, Nick, and Zoe, as we are going to delve into Root, the role-playing game. For those of you who don't know, Root, the role-playing game, is based off a board game, which is also called Root, conveniently. A game of woodland warfare, where you play incredibly adorable little wooden meeples, and you try and murder each other. So, let's see how the RPG goes, I guess. As I said, I'm here with my three friends. I'm going to get them to introduce themselves and their characters for tonight. So why don't we start with Nick?
All right. I'm Nick, and I'm going to be taking on Billy the Tinker, who is a coyote.
Okay. What about Mike next?
Tonight I am playing Scraps, the vagrant, who is an opossum.
Okay, and Zoe.
I am playing the rabbit scoundrel, Flint Ash Whisper.
Rabbit scoundrel. Okay. Sorry, Nick, what species is your character?
Coyote.
Coyote, right. Sorry, my notes took a little too long to get up, and I missed that single piece. Okay. Well, before we start, does anybody have any questions about the rules or any such thing?
I'm sure we'll deal with them as we come to them. Although, are we doing the relationship thing before we start, or are you gonna how we know each other?
We can if you want. We can also go in blind. I'm cool with whatever.
So
Let's just go.
oh,
Oh.
all right.
Mike
okay,
wants
I'm
to
okay.
forge relationships, it sounds like.
I don't
Okay,
hate,
we're just
I
going.
don't
Let
hate that idea.
happen.
But if we were gonna do it, I almost want to do it like slightly paranoia style. So you have to pick one person, since there's three of you, one person who you have a positive relationship with, and you can dictate whatever that is, and the other one has to have a negative.
I mean, that lines up with the connections on my character sheet.
Ooh.
I could make that work.
Okay. So then, how do we want to do this? Who do we start with? Who wants to go first?
Does
Well.
anyone need a friend or a partner?
For my family connection, after Flint and I pulled off an impressive heist and stole something very valuable from a powerful faction, my bad choices landed me in dire straits, but they bailed me out, and we've been close ever since.
Wow.
Okay.
And Billy saw through one of my cons and turned it back on me. How? How have we forgiven each other?
How have we forgiven each other?
We haven't.
Okay, who's next?
It's a convenience thing. Maybe Scraps and I had been working together for a while, so we could read each other's moves easily, and that's how I pulled one over on you when you were trying to Yeah, okay.
I don't know how he figured it out.
And Flint and I had each other's back when we were run out of a clearing because our natures got out of hand.
Okay. All right, Zoe.
Okay. So I've got my partner, and I destroyed a faction's resource on behalf of an opposing faction.
So that would be Scraps.
Yeah. And then I also have a friend and I that met and pulled off a mad impossible stunt together.
Oh, that could also be Scraps.
And that's the thing, is both fit Scraps. Mm.
Well, I mean, your first one, destroying the resource, sounds like what Mike was already talking about.
Yeah.
For his relationship with you. So
What
guess
what
we gotta
mad impossible stunt did we do together, Billy?
Whatever got us run out of the clearing.
maybe
So
maybe you
it's a
guys.
fun thing because I also have. Where did it go?
Maybe you got ran out of the clearing and you both just faked your deaths.
I am on the run for a destructive crime that I've done.
Was it arson?
So,
I
yeah.
bet it was arson.
So I seem to have a friend named Billy that we did some arson together, and now
Oh,
I'm on the
there we
run
go.
because of it.
There we go. That's going in the notes.
I mean, we had each other's backs. I do carry a toolbox full of minor explosives.
Very convenient.
Gee.
But
I
don't
mean, I
worry.
didn't know they made explosives specifically for children, but okay.
Even if they didn't, I can scrounge up explosives out of any available materials, so...
Oh, that also brings me to the other question that I should ask you guys. What is each of your reputations? Do you have reputation currently?
Yeah, you get starting. I have 2 squares positive. I don't have any. I mean, you don't get a score. You get points essentially. I have two points positive to the Marquisette. I don't know. Is that how you would pronounce that?
Oh, the Marquis cat.
Yeah. And then 1 negative for the Woodland Alliance.
Okay. Mike.
Well, that leads into the question that I was going to ask, which is, what are the factions
There's a
that
lot
we
of them.
have? Oh, are there?
There's
Oh.
yeah.
There's
Was
12?
there a page that I missed in this rule book?
There are 4
Little
core
faction.
ones.
Yeah,
I
4
think.
core ones, but then there's also additional ones from the different things.
There's a ton.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
it
seeing
follows
12.
it follows the board game. It's the Marquis, the cats, the birds, the Erie dynasty, the Woodland Alliance, the Lizard Cult.
Yep.
The hell is the Otter Company?
The Riverfolk Company?
Riverfolk Company. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's also like you got the Corvids and the moles and
The Denizens, the Corvid Conspiracy, the
yes.
Grand Duchy, Keepers in Iron, Lord of the Hundreds, Aquatech,
Sounds like
Oh my god.
Progenitors, and Lemur Supremacy.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like
In the core,
definitely-
Mike, in the core, there's 4.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Erie dynasties as the positive, and the Marquis as the negative.
So you're going rep 2, Erie.
Yeah.
-1 for the Marquis.
Yep.
Okay. Zoe, what do you got?
I'm -1 for the Marquis and positive for the Woodland Alliance.
Interesting. Sorry, you said minus for the Marquis, right?
Yeah.
Fun stuff. Okay. That's gonna make this one interesting.
We all like different people.
I like that. That's fun. Okay. So Root is an RPG about animals in the forest, which is cool and all that. Mechanically, it's pretty simple, other than dealing with reputation and stuff, which, who knows? We'll see how annoyed we get with that, along with also dealing with things like stress, your health, wear on materials and stuff. Otherwise, it's a pretty simple game. You roll 2d6. Typically, a 7 or above means you do the thing you want. But typically, if it's 7 to 9, there's kind of there's a bit of a consequence potentially, or you don't get as much. If you go 10 and above, you get typically a bonus. There's a bunch of actions you can do. Pretty much it, right? Mike's looking confused, like I'm oversimplifying this way too much. I think at this point we play too many RPGs, so I read like the rule snapshot, and I'm like, no,
Too
right.
many?
Your mind starts to fill in the blanks with whatever rules you know. Oh, it's a 2d6. I know everything about this game.
I looked at it. It's just Basin. We're fine. It's good. Who cares?
Oh, that one was fun. This will
Um,
be easy then.
so for the scenario that we're looking to play, I have decided that we're going to use the Talon Hill Quickstart, which I got for free RPG Day last year. And the reason it's fun and interesting is because Talon Hill is pretty much exclusively run by the Erie Dynasty. And only one of you cares about the Erie. So...
but you know what they have lots of? Trees to set on fire.
Well, yeah, but that's just true everywhere, because
not everywhere has trees, Cody.
I was thinking about this a little bit earlier, and like Root, the world of Root, the lore of Root is kind of weird because it's very like small scale. Like they talk about all of these factions kind of vying for control, and it seems like it should be quite a large area, but there's never any real kind of at least as far as I've seen, so please correct me if I'm wrong, any kind of like large scale kind of world building to really support that. It hones in on small scale kind of things in different areas, which, you know, kind of, I guess, hint at a larger world that must exist. So for my intents and purposes, I'm basically believing that Root takes place in what I'm thinking of as like kind of the big green or the big forest, right? Essentially a large wooded area that exists from kind of northern border to southern border, where to the north the trees thin and it becomes, you know, a snowy desert wasteland, and to the south where, you know, the trees again thin and instead turn into a normal desert wasteland. You know, it's probably bordered by ocean on both sides. Nobody really needs to go to those other areas because kind of why would you? And so as a result, people just kind of travel around within this very large continent-sized forest, um, dealing with these kind of small-scale political battles. Because really, in the end, if somebody vied for control of the entirety of the big wood, what would it matter? Maybe people would genocide some cats. I don't know. Maybe. Hope not. Anyway, I'm off track now. So let's just start this, shall we? So, as the kind of name of the quick start mentions, you guys find yourselves in an area of the Big Green known as Talon Hill. So, from the paths into the clearing, visitors first see the massive oak atop the eponymous Talon Hill. In its branches sits the impressive silhouette of the Augustine Castle. But the ramshackle state of the castle becomes clearer as one draws near, and the sprawl of the modern clearing below comes into view. The footpaths are filled with soldiers bearing a silver talon sigil, along with a few members of the blue and gold uniformed High Guard. Tensions between the two groups fill the air. Some denizens wear blue and gold armbands, signifying allegiance to Thurgood. Others wear red and silver, the mark of an allegiance to Theodora. Others, and a rarer group wears the old crest of the Talon Hill Regency of the Erie dynasties, connecting them to Gaius. The sounds of hushed conversations are nearly drowned out by sharp words between denizens in differing armbands shouting at each other, as each yells their grievances and the abuses of the other sides, be they High Guard, Silver Talons, or Riverfolk mercenaries. So yes, you come into this area, and it is awash with a majority of bird folk. Different species of birds, but birds nonetheless. The next kind of largest group that immediately stands out are lizards. There are a bunch of riverfolk here. Or lizard. Riverfolk are otters, not lizards. I'm sorry. So the second largest group, the second largest group would be otters, but you do see some lizards too. Not as many. Sorry, it's because I'm thinking of other stuff within the module. And yeah, you've come to Talon Hill. Each of you for your own reasons, I assume. I don't know why the band of the three of you is hanging out if there's tension between y'all.
Well, there's some tension, but then we like the other guy, so.
One last job with a payday that we won't have to work anymore.
Zoe's the only one with two positive relationships, so I'm assuming the two of you are just stuck here for her.
You just love
Have
Flint.
you ever seen Samurai Champloo?
No.
Oh. Well, there are three main characters and two of them hate each other.
Mm.
I'm the glue of this
protecting the third.
forest. They're just trying to keep me out of jail.
So yeah, you've come to this clearing. Again, there's a kind of ruined castle in a large oak tree that sits kind of in the middle, slightly in the back of the clearing itself. Pretty tense area, because again, you're seeing kind of three main factions within the birds and the otter people who are kind of milling about. You're in town. What do you want to do?
I wonder who would be the highest payer between these three militias.
Well, one of you has some reputation with the Erie dynasty. and so would potentially know a little bit about them.
Okay.
Hey, pal, you want to go chit chat with the Erie Dynasty?
Absolutely.
Could read a tense situation.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of if there's an easier way for me to kind of do that. Okay. So then is the plan we're gonna have Scraps basically try and go find somebody to chit chat with about it?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, Mike, you're going to do the first roll of the game as you seek to meet someone important, which is a reputation move.
Ooh.
So you're going to roll, and you're going to add your reputation,
Yeah. Okay.
and then you're going to tell me what you got.
7.
7. Okay. So you get a choice. You can either ask me a question about them, or you can effectively add a point. You can take +1 forward when you actually meet the person, which will be used when you try to form a connection with them. So basically, do you want information or do you want a bonus?
I want the bonus. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
take the +1 forward.
So you go strolling into town. I'm going to give you a choice then. You basically see 3 different, as I mentioned, there are kind of 3 different factions that you've seen milling about. There are the High Guard, who are fairly kind of ornately dressed, very resplendent in, kind of regal plate mail. There are a bunch of other soldiers who are looking a little bit less regal, but still very kind of very defensively dressed with the silver Talon crest on their breast. And the other group, who are mostly otters, but a couple birds, who are instead wearing an armband with a crest of the old family. So basically, your choice is which of those 3 do you want to try and talk to get to somebody important?
Definitely the ones with the expensive armor.
Okay, you're on High Guard.
High Guard.
Cool. Okay.
Feel like the place to be.
So you approach a set of 2 of them who are standing in the square. They're not really doing much. They're just kind of, nose up, staring down at kind of everybody around them. You approach and they kind of look at you and go, yes?
Why are we here again? We're looking for work? I am looking for work. Do you happen to have any needs of, what are we called? Vagabonds? Vagabonds of high renown?
Oh, yes, high renowned, of course. He kind of like looks at his partner and his partner kind of nods. It's just like, you're in luck. We are quite in some need of some people with skills such as yourselves. How about you make your way over to the barracks, just kind of around back. He points to a building just a little bit outside of the square. Lord Thurgood would very much appreciate your willingness to assist with certain things around the clearing.
Uh-huh. Does this sound like earnest advice or like a ha ha ha, we're going to jump this guy later advice? Because it's kind of feeling like the second.
So are you trying to like read a tense situation or figure someone out?
I guess that would be no, figure someone out.
Yeah, because you can ask, are they telling the truth? What are they really feeling? Yeah.
So roll charm.
Right.
Charm their pants
That
off.
is 5.
Okay. No, you can't tell.
Well, all right then. I will beckon the others to follow me to the barracks. The others being Flint and
I will
Billy.
hop along.
And I'll tell Billy that he should head on in. They told us to go in here.
I'm gonna start rolling, figure someone out on scraps.
To get over to the barracks, there are a number of soldiers kind of milling about. The one at the door, kind of, as you approach, just says, "Halt! What's steady business?"
I'm looking for Lord Thorgood. I was told that he might have some work for an enterprising
Vagabond.
Oh, really? Lord Thurgood, eh? Think he just meets with anybody, eh? Also, we lost Mike. Mike's mic is broken.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Nod, Mike, if you're going to try to persuade an NPC.
Oh, I was just cussing
Yes.
you out.
I didn't. I lost sound and didn't hear a word after we walked up to the barracks.
Oh, I just you said you were looking for Lord Thurgood, and I had the soldier basically say like, "Really, Lord Thurgood? Think he just meets with anybody who comes up and talks, like mentions his name?"
I assume so. Yes.
Well, I don't think that makes a ton of sense. So at this point, I'm going to give you an opportunity. You could, if you want, try and charm him. And because if you want, you can use the fact that you have reputation with the Erie Dynasty to give you the +1 bonus that you gained from before. Right? Or you can keep just trying to have the conversation, which is always fun.
Yeah, all right. I will try is this persuade an NPC?
Yeah, so to do that, you're basically trying to say, like, look, I'm not just anybody. I know the Erie, right? Maybe I specifically know Thurgood, because I am Scraps, the opossum. Do you not recognize me?
Absolutely, yes, of course. And I will show him my what is it here? The military insignia I have that I assume is from the Erie.
You still need to
I'm not
roll.
gonna mention that it's stolen.
That's fine. So you need to roll. You're gonna roll charm, and you get your +1.
12.
Nice. Yeah, no problem. You pull out the insignia. You give your best spiel. He looks at you and he's kind of like, "Oh crap! Maybe this guy kind of should talk to Thurgood, I guess." Okay, look, the Lord's kind of a little busy right now, but we'll bring you back. I'll see if I can get him. There's a meeting room in the back of the barracks where you can just chat him. I'll get somebody over here. He grabs another kind of soldier and he's just like, just take him to the meeting room in the back, okay? Okay.
So, what's the deal with all the soldiers around town?
Are you asking the soldier who's taking you to the back?
Sure am. What's going out there?
He is tight-lipped. Maybe just kind of says, "What, you don't recognize a battle for succession when you see one?"
Ah, that must be why I heard the river folk talking about how they're the rightful heirs to this clearing.
River folk would never be saying something like that. They're all hired by Gaius anyway. Anyway, here's your meeting room. He leads you in. And not 2 minutes later, a very resplendent, very beautifully plumaged bird steps into the room. He's wearing a small kind of crown atop his head, because of course he is. And he just kind of says, "So, this is the famous scraps I have been hearing so much about."
Absolutely. Here to offer my services for whatever you need.
Excellent, excellent. Well, as the rightful heir to Talon Hill,
That's not what Gaze told me just yesterday.
very, very much. I thought you just got here today.
No, I've been around.
Well, Gaius is young and
Shopping around as to who has the best deals.
Gaius is young and he is a fool. He thinks that he has better claim traditionally, when really I am the obvious heir to the throne, being next in line. It's my clearing by birthright. It's the way of the forest. Anyway,
So,
sorry, you said you're here for work?
Yeah.
Excellent. So,
but I'll let you know, Gaius drives a pretty hard bargain and made me a pretty good offer, so gonna have to up the ante.
Well, that's great for him. Obviously, when this whole thing's over, he's not going to have any power to really, help give you. Won't really be able to offer you anything of actual importance when, the rightful heir will always be able to provide once everything kind of cools down.
Something of actual importance is what you're promising me then.
Yes, of course, of course. I mean, my favor will always carry importance.
But not actually, though.
I'm afraid I do not understand.
I think we're going to need something a little more solid.
Can I offer my help from the background? I'm assuming we're all together.
You are all together. Sure.
All right. I'm going to mark exhaustion after rolling. So this will be like if you when you have to roll for this guy or whatever. I'll take exhaustion and you get a +1. And I'm gonna stand in the background and start doing coin tricks, like flip a coin, so that
Let's put a subconscious
pat my coin pouch.
Okay. Look, we can deal with payment or whatever it is that you need after the fact. The truth is that I need somebody to go up into the old castle and try and find some very dear family relics, which I cannot access currently. It is a little unstable, a little bit too dangerous for me. My soldiers, as you can tell, I don't have many, and so I do not have a lot of people to spare for the task of trying to find these relics for me in the ruins of our old family home. So, if you're able to go up and bring back as many of them as you can find for me, I would be more than willing to pay handsomely for it.
Point the way.
Okay. Well, look, first, before you go right off, I will have one of my scribes give you just a list of some of the more particular things to look out for. And I mean, it's rather late now. Why don't you, wait and go in the morning? We're about to have dinner, and you can have a small feast to wish you on your way before tomorrow.
Sounds good to me.
Excellent.
At least
Excellent.
stomach grumbles in the background.
He leads you out of the barracks to a field beside it, I guess, where there's a bit of a table set up. There's not a lot of extra extravagance, but he does have, a table set. There are a couple other nobles sitting around, and he is
Eerie nobles.
Hmm?
Are these all eerie nobles?
yes, they're all very old looking birds. And also one of the guards sits at the table. He stands out a little bit more because he is actually a fennec fox. He sits to Thurgood's kind of right hand, and he has the three of you sitting on his left in kind of three spots of honor beside.
What are we eating? Did you say that?
I didn't.
Hopefully it's vegetarian.
I was gonna say steak.
I'm a wabbit.
Well, they're birds, so it's gonna be like mice, I guess. No, but that wouldn't even make sense because mice and they're pretty big, and
Worms?
everything.
Berries.
What?
Seeds.
Worms.
Yeah, I guess it would have to be like a platter of bugs.
Bugs and berries.
Yep, pretty much.
I love this centipede marmalade.
And of course, because again, they're birds and they do weird things. Through it, like across the table, there are multiple plates of stones. And as you're eating, you see the birds like every now and then they kind of have to pick up a stone and eat it.
Swallow it whole.
Pretty much.
Excellent.
Billy might accidentally crunch on one of those. Looks like eggs.
During dinner, Thurgood does turn to Scraps, who he specifically wants kind of sitting beside him and says, "Yes, Scraps, I have. You know, your reputation precedes you for the help that you've given to the Erie dynasty in the past. Perhaps you could regale me of the tale which secured you such a positive inclination from my people."
Well, I'd be happy to, except it may cast a bad light on yours truly, because it did involve some rather nefarious deeds towards another faction. So if it's all the same, let's just say I recovered some valuables.
Okay. Good. That pleases me for the job which you are going to be undertaking as of tomorrow.
I always come through.
Great. I am very glad to hear that. Yes, hello. Okay, does anybody care to do anything with dinner, for dinner?
Overindulge.
Good.
I might try and figure the third good guy out. Or maybe actually, I don't know, would it be still figure someone out to kind of get a read on the table? Like, obviously they're older, potentially nobles of the Erie dynasty, but like, why are they supporting this guy? Or why, how legitimate does he think he is?
I would say you could use either figure someone out or read a tense situation. So it's whether you want to roll charm or cunning.
I am better with cunning. So let's read a tense situation and see what I get. Wow. 12 on the dice.
Nice.
Ooh.
Plus 2 for a 14.
And we're doing read a tense situation, right?
Yeah.
So basically, you can ask me you get 3 questions.
Okay.
Which are kind of about situation you're in, you know, power dynamics. That's about it. So go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to go with who's in control here.
Thurgood is definitely in control here.
Okay. He's not like a puppet that these old folks are.
No, you get the sense very quickly, especially with his guard sitting to his right. He is the power at the table.
Okay.
The other nobles are very much backing his horse, but not in control. At least maybe not yet, right?
Yeah. Fair enough. What should I be on the lookout for?
What should you be on the lookout for? One of the older nobles at the other end of the table, he is a vulture, with kind of a bald head, again, kind of much older, very white kind of collar. He's looking at the 3 of you kind of suspiciously.
Okay. I feel like of the prescribed questions, I think who or what is the biggest threat? I don't feel threatened here, but I feel like out of a tense situation, that's probably what I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Who's the biggest threat, or what's the biggest threat?
Yeah. I guess I could apply it to the job if I could go fishing in conversation at the table. Like, what's the biggest, like, why is this not safe for Thurgood or any of the soldiers or anyone like that? What's the threat? I don't know.
Who are you kind of asking?
I think I don't think I would ask Thurgood, but maybe maybe I'll pointedly sit furthest from him in our 3 spots and try and make table conversation, kind of fish for what these relics are, where they were stored in the castle, why they were stored, kind of driving at why this is risky. I think my character would also suspect that the danger is maybe more political than physical.
So, you start trying to kind of initiate this conversation. Towards the other end of the table from where you guys are sitting, there's some other kind of lower nobles from the town or from the clearing. And you're mentioning, you're going to head up to the castle, you're going to look for these relics. One of them, who's kind of a short, plump chickadee in plumage, just kind of casually mentions that the castle is beginning to collect quite a body count.
Okay. So it's a physical danger.
He mentions that, he kind of goes on a bit of a history lesson, I guess. So the castle, Augustine Castle, was the old home of Lady Morgana IV, who recently passed. She was the aunt of Lord Thurgood. She had no children of her own, hence why Thurgood assumes that he has the right to accept the crown, right? After she died, though, and kind of the feud started, the castle was hold on, sorry. The castle was destroyed after a battle in kind of this civil war that's happened, because a group of crows from the Corbett conspiracy came through and sacked Talon Hill a few months back, and they destroyed parts of the castle with explosives. So that's why it is now mostly rubble, but it's also quite dangerous because, shit's falling apart.
Okay. Okay, that's what I was looking to get. That answers kind of the whether the castle is actually being owned by somebody else and he's just saying it's dangerous, or whether it's actually physically dangerous. That's not for me. I'm going to eat. I'll try and avoid the rocks.
They're pretty easy to avoid. They're just on plates in the middle of the.
But they look like eggs. When you're really hungry.
Okay. Zoe, is Flint doing anything / want to do anything?
He'll eat. He's gonna eavesdrop on a Billy's conversation a little bit there. When he hears the castle taking up a lot of bodies, his ears perk up. He's like, heck yeah, we're going there.
Okay. So again, it's not a large party of sorts. It's basically just a very kind of nice dinner. After the dinner, another one of the soldiers shows you to a couple of cots that they've prepared for you in a back room. Again, it's nothing really fancy, but there's nothing super fancy kind of over here. You do see Thurgood retire to a large tent kind of around the side of the barracks. That's kind of it. Soldiers mill around for the rest of the night. Yeah, sleeping.
I'm gonna snooze.
Yeah, I'll go to sleep.
Great. Wake up the next morning, bright and early. Ready to go, I assume.
Actually, I would like to go and speak to some of the guys with the river folk armbands.
Okay. So you get up early,
Yep.
head into town.
Head into town.
Okay.
Look for one of the other factions, and I would like to, I guess, basically make the same role. Meet a. What is that called?
The reputation one. You're gonna try and meet somebody important.
Yes. I'm going to say that I have a business proposition for who is it, Gaius?
Are you going up? Are you talking to an otter, or are you talking to a bird with a river
An
folk?
otter. River folk.
Going up to an otter? Okay.
Yeah, I'd be going for an otter. Yeah.
Okay. You approach one of the otters, and they kind of look at you quizzically, just kind of like, "Sorry, you're looking to meet with Gaius?"
Was I not told he was the river folk guy? You know what? Absolutely. Or have I been misinformed?
Okay. So I think I'm going to do this backwards because I think I did it backwards the first time. So you're going to try and persuade them to take you to Gaius, right? That's the idea.
Yes.
Okay, roll charm.
6.
Okay. The thing is, your reputation's with the Erie Dynasty. You're talking to the Riverfolk Company.
Absolutely.
They kind of look at you, hear you say that, and just kind of shrug and turn around and walk away.
They're lost. I'm going to go to the third faction that's hanging around.
Okay, you see a silver talon.
And I'm going to play the same game. I'm going to tell them that I have a business opportunity and I'm looking for someone in charge who might be interested in an opportunity to gain some influence in this clearing.
Alrighty. So the silver talons are all birds.
Okay.
And as you approach one of them, I mean, I guess again, I'm basically just going to make you roll persuade.
Roll a 1 for once.
Maybe. Let's hope.
Let's. Yep, that's better. 10.
Excellent. Okay. So they look at you and say, all right, I mean, the general's got nothing better to do. Let's follow us. They bring you to a tent on the other side of the clearing, where you see a large hawk of a woman sitting at a desk, currently kind of writing up ordinances. And as you're led in, the soldier in question says, "Ma'am, this brave soul approached me, stating that he apparently has a business proposition for someone in charge, quote unquote." She looks up, and Mike, this is when you would do the meet someone important,
Okay.
as you realize you are being introduced to General Theodora.
6. Got a lot of 6. And another 1.
Can I choose to help after he rolls, or do I need
You
to?
can. No, you can. It does say after rolling.
Okay, I will take another exhaustion to help him. You know, because even though we've had our differences lately, we know each other from old times. I know, a real authority, a real military authority, can make Scraps a little nervous. So I'll, pat him on the back.
Okay.
Send him in.
Again, Mike, do you want the intel or do you want the bonus?
I'll take the +1. Oh, sorry.
Excellent.
For talking with what's her name?
Theodora, yep.
Yeah, I'll take the bonus.
Okay. She looks up, and she just kind of stares at you and says, "Well, okay."
We are planning an expedition to the late Lady Morgana's castle. And we're looking for someone to fund that expedition.
Why would you
And
want to
in
go to
return-
Augustine Castle?
I understand that there are all sorts of hidden treasures, as it's been largely deserted since it was sacked.
That's not generally known information. Who are you working for?
I'm
Is it
sorry.
Gaius? Did Gaius put you up to this?
That does
Hmm?
sound like something he'd do. I made him
I
the same
bet.
offer earlier, but he turned me down.
No, that doesn't sound like him. It sounds like he would ask you to do it and just ill prepare you, which is why you would end up kind of running to somebody like me instead.
I'm afraid you've lost me.
Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's cut to the chase. What's in this for me?
Whatever we find.
Why can't I just send my own people up there and get it instead?
Why haven't you?
Who says I haven't?
Well,
That means
then you
you
have
weren't
no reason
successful.
for our services.
I guess that's true.
And yet we're still talking.
Maybe I like this conversation.
Yo, she
So my
flirting.
proposition, you fund the expedition and you get whatever we find on our return.
So, what are you? What in particular are you going looking for? If you can name me, give me a description of one of the family heirlooms, and I will consider funding your expedition. Now you do. You have a list of.
Yeah, we have a list.
I don't plan on sharing that.
Okay, just letting you know.
Why would I know what I'm going to find up there?
Well, I assume thieves talk. You wouldn't go up there for just nothing. Right? So I assume you know of something. You have some idea of what you're looking for.
All right. I will name an innocuous item off the list of artifacts we're looking for.
Okay. An innocuous item.
A special candlestick. It was a gift from a relative.
I was gonna go with the rattle that Lady Morgana had as a baby or something, but sure.
Love it.
She kind of eyes you shrewdly.
Very well. We are actually looking for, and I will pick another one at random and say, but we get to keep that. Anything else we find is yours.
I want to give you something. I want
Persuasion.
the random object that you asked for is the seal of Augustus the First.
Oh my God. All right.
She looks at you, doesn't blink, says, "Okay, I'm listening. Tell me what you need for the expedition."
We need outfitting with proper equipment.
Such as
Weapons.
Sulfurous pouches.
Sulfurous
mining
pouches.
gear.
Mining gear.
Climbing gear.
Climbing gear.
This is the castle is up in a tree and also destroyed, right?
yes.
Yes.
If we
Oh,
burn
yeah,
the
that's
tree, it'll
fine.
bring the castle to us.
It's not a bad idea.
I've
Probably
heard
not have
far
that
worse.
discussion in front of the general.
Okay. She says, all right. Give me a few hours, and I'll see what I can put together for you.
Sounds like a deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we go scope out the tree and the castle while we wait?
How far from here is it?
It's not far. It sits kind of just outside the main clearing. Kind of like overlooks the main clearing. It's about a 5.
If we stay here, maybe we can swing another feast.
Ooh.
It is the middle of the morning.
Brunch is lovely.
Breakfast feast. All right, let's go check out the castle, I guess.
Alrighty.
I don't want
I'll
us
hold my
leaving
little
the compound.
paws as if they're binoculars.
Okay. So the castle sits in the oak tree. It's quite a ways off the ground, and there are no ladders, stairs up to it, because it's a castle for birds and their dicks like that.
Damn.
it sits. So the way that I'm kind of picturing it, right, is the clearing. It's basically the castle, like I said, is kind of embedded within the tree. So really, there's just kind of the one side, the one face, that's kind of exposed. Um, based on the imprint into the tree, you can tell that this castle was quite large. Probably had, more than a few kind of turrets, nice big steepled roof. But most of that has kind of fallen in now. There is one turret still kind of outstanding on the right-hand side of the castle. And otherwise, the roofs have kind of collapsed down into a decent-sized pile of rubble.
I think I'm heading towards reading a tense situation again, but I want to kind of scope it out to see, like, in terms of climbing in, whether this is like a ladder climb or a rope and spikes climb. Yeah, anything visible on the structure in terms of danger, that sort of thing.
Okay, go for a roll.
Okay. Cunning. Ooh, not quite. A 6 total.
All right, sorry. No.
Well, you know what? I will help this time.
Okay.
Because good old Billy has helped me today.
Can I help Billy?
You can also help Billy if you want. I mean, I will say if you both help, it's not going to be really useful.
I
You got to
give
clear 9.
Billy a +2 because we're friends.
I
He
should
would
really
still
learn
need-
what these things do.
He would still need an extra 1. So Mike gives him a +1.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Mike gives him a +1, that brings him to 7. The +2 brings him to 9. So that doesn't clear to the 3-question bracket. Right?
Ooh.
But if it makes you feel good, you both can help him. I'm not going to say no.
Oh, if Flint is helping, I'm not going to bother.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I give Billy +2.
Yep, you get 1 question, Nick.
Okay, I think for this one, it's got to be what is my best way in.
Okay. You definitely think it would be ropes and spikes going up the tree. The tree looks relatively healthy. So you think it would have no problem supporting some pythons as you climb your way up.
Okay. I will share that information. Despite his lack of help, I will share that information with Scraps, which gives us both the +1 carry forward to use that information. So if we have to make checks on climbing or getting in, we'll get a +1. That's part of my professional connection to Scraps.
Sorry, what was that? I missed that. I was reading my family connection, Flint.
That's okay. My professional connection to Scraps, because we know how each other works. If I share information from a read a tense situation roll with you,
Yep.
you also get the +1 to act on the information.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So unless anybody else wants to scope it out, I think we're making our way back, maybe getting in line for breakfast.
Yeah, I think we've seen what we need to see.
At the barracks and see if we can get the gear.
Oh, I would steer clear of the barracks. We're supposed to be in the castle at this point.
Well, the other, though, like the general had barracks as well, right?
I got the impression it was more of a tent,
Oh, okay. The tents.
Mm.
an encampment is what it's called.
Right.
I believe.
That's true. The official guy. We didn't ask her motivations or try and sort out her motivations.
Do we care?
I don't.
No. No. Nick does. Billy doesn't.
As far as I'm concerned, we just play one off the other for as long as possible.
I mean, if we find
Sure.
more than 2 relics there,
It's never a
maybe
bad
that's
idea.
all we found.
Okay, so sorry, you're going back to check on Theodora and the goodies
Yes.
for you guys? Okay. Yeah, you head back to her tent. And she has a couple of packs laid out, one for each of you. They have climbing gear. They have a short sword, I guess. Really it, I guess. Some rations.
It's fine. That's one more short sword than I had a second ago.
Great. As you pick them up, she kind of eyes the three of you and she just says, "Remember, only thing you get to keep is that seal. The rest of it comes back to me."
You have my word, and I'll bow.
All right. No, I want you to. You're gonna roll persuade an NPC, and I'll give you your +1. So you're gonna roll charm.
or trick.
Is this really more of a trick, though?
I don't know. Are you tricking?
Depends. I have no intention of following through. Well, I might follow through if I feel it would be beneficial, but
I don't know. What do you want? You want cunning or charm?
oh, it really makes no difference. I have the same bonus for both. So it's just what you as the DM think is more appropriate for what I am doing. I mean, yes, it's a lie straight up when I say she gets to keep everything except the seal.
Okay, let's go trick then. Then let's do
Might
trick.
14.
14. Yep, no problem. She shakes your hand, and you guys are on the way.
Perfect.
Excellent. Let's go climb the tree.
Okay.
I don't think rabbits were made for climbing.
Jump.
As you
Can you
get
jump high enough to get up there?
over to the tree, and you're starting to organize, suddenly you hear some rustling in one of the bushes. And suddenly 2 otters pop out. And they look at the 3 of you and go, sorry, folks, you're not getting at any of the things in there. Those are all for Gaius.
They sure are. And I tried to speak to him about that earlier today. And 2 guys, I'll point them out to you, turned down my offer for him.
Okay, you're going to roll persuade.
While he converses with these
And
people. Oh,
They eye you and they just kind of say, "Who would have heard about that? This seems strange. Look, how about the 3 of you come back with us and we sort this thing out?"
fine by me.
Okay. They go and they lead you to Another place. Oh God. I guess it's just a. They lead you to an orphanage. Because, God, where did my info go? It's not very wonderfully laid out. No, he doesn't take you to the orphanage, though that would be fun. I guess it's got to be just another kind of small tented encampment on a different side of the clearing, where there are a bunch of otters coming and going. They lead you to a higher ranking otter from the looks of it, and says, hey, these three are claiming they tried to talk to Gaius, and somebody kind of like shrugged them off. Just kind of like, well, I don't know, a lot of crackpots think that they can just waltz in and talk to the air. You know, it's not something that we can really kind of keep track of.
I'd be happy to point out the two fellows who told me that he wasn't interested.
Okay, look, guy, my men are busy. It's probably just some weird misunderstanding.
Well, it is. I mean, here I am now, so I'm happy, and I'm sure you will be too once you've heard my offer.
Look,
Although I have to be honest up front, I have made a deal with General Theodora since your men brushed me off. But I might be persuaded to break that deal if the price is right.
look, Gaius is a busy man. Okay, do you actually think you have any, means of helping him?
Absolutely. He's looking for artifacts to prove his legitimate claim over this clearing, and we are planning on exploring that castle that we found you at and finding some.
One of his soldiers, just kind of standing beside him, just whispers in his ear, just kind of like, "Yeah, they do know about the relics." All right, fine, come on back. He leads you back to a room where you find a younger looking bird. So all three of the noble birds you've been dealing with are kingfishers, so they look related, which helps, I guess. I don't know, makes it easier. Yeah, Gaius is young. He has a large, very old book sitting on the desk in front of him. And as the three of you walk in, he's just kind of like, "So, you guys are after the relics, right?"
Well, we're going to admittedly loot the abandoned castle, and we're looking for the highest bidder to offload any relics we find.
Well, look, let me just straight up say, if it's money you're after, those other two, they're not gonna do you any good. I'm the only one in the family with any actual business sense, because before Morgana died, and I had no hope whatsoever of potentially ascending to the throne or anything like that. I actually went out and proved that I could make my own money. And as a result, I can pay quite handsomely for the objects that you're looking for.
Well, would you be willing to finance our expedition into the castle?
Well, I mean, I don't see
And
the
in
need.
return, any relics we find are yours.
I don't see the need to finance the expedition currently, since you already look decked out for the expedition as is. But
And what
I would
incentive do we
definitely.
have to bring the relics back to you and not to
Well,
just
I thought you said you wanted money.
fence them?
He pulls out. He takes a large pouch of coins off of his belt, and he pulls out a kind of a smaller pouch from another pocket, and he offloads about 20% of the pouch, puts it on the table in front of you, and says, "Look, you can take that now, and I'll give you the rest of this when you bring the relics to me."
Now that sounds like a deal.
Excellent.
Are we going shopping?
Do you need anything? How much? So what? How much value have we just picked up here?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know if I need anything, but I might want
Would
some
you
things.
like anything? We should be well prepared. We've been told by 3 different people this is a dangerous place who aren't willing to send their own soldiers.
True.
Although it sounds like that may be for political reasons at this point.
We'll say that the bag he gave you is value 5.
Okay. Total.
Yes.
Well, if there's something we want as a group, we could get it. I feel like a ladder might be useful when we get up there.
That'd be really useful. Is
I
the
don't know if
ladder
that's something we
I
could
don't remember.
carry. It's not. There's not a ton in the core, but in the
No, I
deck.
thought it was mostly just weapons.
Yeah, the deck is also
Oh.
mostly weapons, but
5. We can get sword or a bow, leather armor, a shield, simple dagger, traveling cloak, decent healing supplies.
ooh, maybe we should get that.
That might be nice.
Yeah. Decent healing supplies falls under value 1.
Ooh.
Maybe we should get a
Oh.
couple of those
We could just each get one and then.
and have 2 value kicking around for a rainy day fund, as it were.
Invest it back into our company.
Okay. I think with that, I am going to call tonight to a close because I need to prepare the castle portion of the adventure for next week.
Okay. I was going to make a comment about how we didn't even get to the castle, but it sounds like that works out well.
Technically, we
We did.
kind of got to the castle, but then we were taken back.
Yeah. It was a deft move on my part, I guess. Anyway.
And now we got money.
Yeah. So this was our first foray into Root. Does anybody have any questions or comments so far?
So excited to burn stuff.
The Vagrant has been a lot of fun so far.
Yeah.
It's been kind of ridiculous.
A little bit.
Okay. Well, thanks to those of you who hung out with us. We'll be back next week with more Root. You can find us at Corporate Crash Course on YouTube and Twitch. CCC RPGs on Instagram and Twitter. Join us next week for more Woodland Chaos, I guess.
Okay.
Thanks, team.